talk a little bit about what it takes for you to prepare for your show and what tools you're using and what software you're using. And, of course, I want everybody listening to know that Andrew has a lot of experience in this, so this is not beginner stuff we're talking about, but it is something that you can work towards, and it is not hard. You just have to have the right tools and learn how to use it correctly.
I'm glad you mentioned that because just before I kind of get into the nitty-gritty of it, a lot of people see my show and kind of get put off doing a show themselves because of the production quality, because it looks like a real TV show. But there's an excellent video podcast by a guy called Gary Vaynerchuk, who you're probably familiar with.
Yes.
Who does a daily wine show. Again, unconventional in nature. His website is winelibrarytv.com. And he uses one camera. The camera is set up in his office. He has 3 bottles of wine on his desk, and the shot doesn't change for the entire 20 minutes. That video podcast, he's got a humongous audience. He's been on, the late night talk shows, and, the guy's amazing. So my point is that it's not necessary to do what I do with my production. It is entirely possible to have a great show just with one single camera, even a webcam. We use a couple of cameras and we use a green screen setup. It can be a little complicated to set up. You have to have very careful lighting arrangements for it to work properly. But we use a box of tricks called a TriCaster by a company called Newtek, N-E-W-T-E-K. And what that does, and this is very unique technology that's extremely clever, it actually builds the set around me in real time with all the reflections on the desk and on the floor and everything. So it's pretty amazing technology. It's really nothing else like it. And so that's part of the setup. We use Sony 3CCD camcorders. We actually use a model called Sony Z1U, which is a couple of years old, but it does a nice job. And then we have, for the show, I don't use a lapel microphone because you have to be very careful with using that type of tie-clip microphone because it's very easy for it to rub against your clothes, and then you get that awful rustling sound. So for my setup, I actually use an overhead shotgun mic, which is mounted on a stand. And when you listen to the audio of the show, which I encourage people to do, you will notice if you sort of pay attention to the audio that it is extremely high quality. And again, it's important to mention that because the audio part of any podcast, well, of course, with the audio it's essential, but with a video, a lot of people skimp on the audio or don't even think about it at all. But the perception of the quality of a video is that the largest part of it is the audio, believe it or not, which doesn't make sense. But studies have shown that when the audio is bad, people will judge the show more adversely than if the video quality is grainy or poor. And a lot of people, like I say, I think it's probably the number one mistake. I would say that and not having sufficient light are probably the 2 biggest mistakes that I see people make with their own videos and podcasts and so on. And then we have, after we've recorded the show, it's edited on using Adobe Premiere Pro on a PC, just because that's what I've always used. And then we create an FLV file, which stands for Flash Video, and then we upload that to, we used to use Vidler, we now use Blip.tv as the service that hosts the video.
And that is the last excerpt for this episode of Marketing with Audio and Video. And our guest has, of course, been Andrew Locke of Help My Business Sucks. You can find him at helpmybusiness.com. Of course, if you'd like to join us live Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, you can go to marketingwithaudioandvideo.com. I would, of course, like you to help yourself to the free 30-page excerpt from my book, 101 Things to Do with Audio and Video to Promote Your Business. And while you're there, check out the new contest that I have started, giving away over $6,000 worth of prizes, and $1,250 of it is just for getting people to download the free excerpt. So go ahead and help yourself. And of course, this is all brought to you by the Commercial Creation Center. Personal assistance from me, plus simple software to help you market your business with audio and video. This is Penny Haynes, signing off.